Today on the channel, we check out the latest and greatest from our friend Todd McFarlane on the couch with the McFarlane Toys, Spawn line, King Spawn, and Minions.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another McFarlane Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel from the Spawn line, we got King Spawn and his demon minions. But for all your Spawn needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. We all got to get a deal out there, and I did pick this guy up. Actually at a local toy store. They had a little sale going on. I swooped on in there, picked it up. I will say, though, very, very turned off right off the bat. Start with some negative. Usually I'm Mr. Positive. It's positivity. But $50 price point feels pretty rough for this one, and we've seen ebbs and flows with the McFarlane Spawn line. Some of these figures feel $50 worthy. Then Omega Spawn, looking at you, Omega Spawn. One of the most controversial reviews we've ever done here on the channel, so check out that Omega Spawn. You can see me melt down with a broken figure right out of the box here, but hopefully none of that happens with this one. But that one didn't feel quite $50 worthy to me. This one I'm not sure either, but I think there's a lot of bells and whistles and some of those favorite accessories in here that maybe get the price up a little bit more. We're going to find out. But there's only one way truly to find out is we're going to do this review the way we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, see what the old King Spawn is up to. Big window box, big box right here. You run into him at the old skating rink on a Friday night, man, he'll put his John Hancock right on there for you, I am sure. But looking good, those big old wings in the background. It definitely looks like Spawn, just not quite the traditional Spawn I'm accustomed to. Spawn logo down low looking really good as usual. Spawn on the side looking like he's seen better days. A little, nothing too much on this side. And then big artwork back there on the back, kind of the same thing we saw on the side of the package. 22 points of articulation, yeah, the usual stuff. King Spawn, Demon Minions, nothing else going on with this one, so that's all we get. That's all we get. No story time, no nothing. And Spawn usually doesn't get cards with him like the DC figures do, unfortunately. So we're going to pull that out. There we go. Got a little of that plasm back there. There it is. See you later. Like a young Craig Hodges at the three-point line. That's exactly what that is. If you know Craig Hodges, man, you know. And good news here. We got a card. Oh, we got a card. We got a double plastic prison. We got a card right there. We'll read that in a second. And then we got Spawn right there looking good. A million twist ties with this one. Wouldn't have it any other way, Todd. Oh, Todd, he loves it. He's up. I don't see you get up like this, except it's a Batman review, Todd. But here we are with some Spawn. He's at the edge of the couch. Usually he just kind of lays out, toes up in the air, wiggling around. Not here. He's sitting on the edge of the couch. I wish I could turn this camera around, but just can't do it. But we're going to read the back of this card really quick here. A government agent, Al Simmons, was killed by his own men. Resurrected from the depths of hell, he returns to Earth as the warrior Spawn, guarding the forgotten alleys of New York City. As it's kind of like Hogan's Alley, the old Nintendo game, I believe. Fact check that. As he seeks answers about his past, Spawn grapples with the dark forces that return him to Earth, battling enemies and discovering unlikely allies. That's usually the way it goes. As he learns to harness his extraordinary powers, he begins to grasp the full extent of what brought him back and what he left behind. So generic blurb right there. But how about all those weapons? If you didn't want to take the time to buy a McFarlane weapon accessory pack, this might do you pretty good. A lot of weapons in here. Obviously way more than he can handle. There's a lot going on, so you can use these with some of your DC McFarlane figures as well if you need to. Also got a stand going on right there. But we're going to dive in, but I'm going to take this offline. Get all these twist ties out, and we'll be back talking all things King Spawn and his demon minions. Alright, we got Spawn out of the pack. Let's dive in. Let's start with the accessories. Work our way up to Spawn as we usually do. But we got the Spawn stand, McFarlane style. Always giving us a stand most of the time there. Spawn branded, always nice. You won't get it mixed up with your DC stands. Not that it really matters at the end of the day. But then we get into all these weapons here, these plastic weapons. We got a shotgun looking good. little bit of bend in the plastic here, gray. The barrel, everything's gray, and then down at the headstock. Headstock, is that what they call it down here? But it is kind of a nice faded, beat-up wood style down here. So we do get that one. We do get one of these weapons. I don't know my guns. You guys know that. This reminds me of a Cobra Officer, Cobra Trooper, though, back in the G.I. Joe days. Is this a Russian gun of some kind, something like that? I don't know. But once again, a little tan against the gray. Looking good in the colors. Then we got, I believe, a Tommy gun. Is that what this one is called? Once again, you got brown against the gray, but it does look, I think, a Tommy gun. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Is this one a rocket launcher? Looks like something Gung Ho would have. He came with that in the classified series. You got all this, but this is all in gray, no brown anywhere else with this. An interesting weapon here. We got a big old machine gun, a big powerful machine gun. Another thing you'd see Roadblock have, or a Cobra Officer, or Scarlet in the latest G.I. Joe Ultimate Edition. I almost said classified. Ultimate Edition Series 3. Very similar, all in gray. Could use a little extra color if you ask me. Then we got a futuristic one. I always kind of felt this is a Spawn-like gun. We saw this one before in some of those weapon accessory packs from McFarlane. All in gray once again. And same thing, another big kind of scientific, futuristic gun right here, looking like it's something out of space or something, all in gray. Use a little color. The ones that have the brown and gray look really good. The plain ones just kind of feel like a gun weapon pack you'd pick up at like the Dollar Tree or something like that. They kind of feel that way. But reuse with kindness from some of his accessory sets over the years. I guess you can do that in return if you're collecting Spawn. And McFarlane, you haven't bought the accessory packs, you can use some of these weapons with some of your DC characters if that is a thing for you. But now we get down to some of these demons, and that's one thing that was a selling point in this. It's the demon minions. These don't look like any minions I've seen before. And nowadays, when people say the word minion, they think of those little yellow creatures. Still never seen a minion movie. No plans to do it, but I know what they are. I know enough to be dangerous. But we got 3 minions right here, and I guess we'll just figure out these guys' names here. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to make them up. I guess we're going to call this one Brian. It's Brian the Demon right here. 4 arms on him, or 2 legs and an arm, big long tongue. Just a demon-looking guy here is old Brian. Looking a little bit creepy, a little scary here. Almost looking like something out of Stranger Things is how he does look. No articulation outside of the arms, no in the head, nothing like that. Just a straight-up guy right here. No peg in the feet either. Just a crazy demon is what he is. A demon minion right there is old Brian. Now we mix over to the next one here. We got a big bruiser. We're going to call this one Bruno. Oh, Bruno. Looking like trouble right here is old Bruno. Looking a little interesting. Got a big mouth, got 2 rows of teeth, got horns and spikes all over, got big scratchy hands. Oh, he's going to scratch you to death. No leg articulation, but you do get arm articulation with him. But he is a big bruiser, old Bruno the Demon. Looking good there. And then the final demon, we're going to call him Danny. Oh, Danny the Demon right here. He's got 4 arms going on. He's got a head that's kind of moving in a different direction. And he's the all-seeing eye. He's got 2 rows of teeth, but he's also got tons and tons of eyes. Just a scary guy you don't want to run into anywhere, especially with Spawn. But we did get 3 demons there. Bruno, Brian, and Danny. That's what we're going to call them. There it is. How about that? But now, we turn our attention over to Spawn, the main event. And looking at this is smaller than the Redeemer figures. We've had the Redeemer, the Dark Redeemer. We've had those. This is a smaller Spawn figure than those. Yes, he does have these big deluxe wings, but so did those figures at a $24.99 price point. So basically, if this is a $50 package, the figure's $25. That's on brand for a regular style figure. Is all of this worth $25? A stand, guess you can't really count that. We would have got that with the figure anyways. So that's $25 right here with the 3 demons and these weapons. I guess it depends. If you're like me and have all those weapon accessory packs, these weapons don't do a ton for me. It's a nice throw in, I get it. The demons, hey, are really good, but I can't co-sign. I can't do it, Todd. I don't care what you say. Todd and I fight sometimes. It's very rare, but we do not see eye to eye all the time. But Todd, I just don't see $25 in value here. I just don't see it. I don't know. Long gamers, you might want to wait till this one goes on a future clearance. That's just what I'm saying here. We haven't dived into this yet. Maybe this will surprise me. Maybe this will make up for some of it. But I don't see that happening. But as we sit right here at this very table, yes, this table, your couch, whatever you want to call it, Todd. This is a $25 figure. This is a pile for $25. $50? Choose your own adventure. But let's dive into the Spawn here. And it does look like most Spawns. We know that Spawn color combination, the red, the grays, the whites. We've seen it before. We've seen the big leg and the small leg. Playing a lot of Spawn hits right here. A young Al Simmons playing all the hits. no doubt. But the head is where things get a little different. He's a little bit more demonic here. He's got the horns on the top in red. We got a usual Spawn face, but almost looking more skeleton-like in the face. And he got the big creepy teeth going on as well. No articulation in the mouth or anything with that. Would have liked that for a deluxe price point. Just saying. Just saying. Head does move back and forth side to side. I guess we'll knock out articulation real quick. Arms do go around, but you're going to be blocked by those wings, of course. But they will go around if you want them to. Bicep cut. Uh-oh. Very tight. I don't want to break it. Don't want to snap it. Double jointed elbow. Because, Todd, if one of these breaks, I'm whipping it at you as hard as I can. That's the way it's going to happen. Double jointed elbows there. Hands back and forth. Caught up in that big arm apparatus. We've seen this with Spawn before. A little bit of a weapon there on his hands. He's got that going on. We do get the hula hoop at the top. A little traditional waist at the bottom. A little bit of action there. Big old Spawn splits if you need it. Leg does go up. Double jointed knees once again. No boot cut, ankles up and down, no real side to side, a little bit there. And of course, yes, the toe articulation. I never forget it, Todd. He's always wiggling his toes over there. We do get some of that going on. It was always a pleasure with Todd, as we do know with the toe articulation. Now we do get some spikes, and I should say he does fit on the stand, as you could imagine. We do get that skull kind of chain belt around there. He's got pockets all over here. He has protein bars and things like that. I think he likes a good built bar, is what I have heard. Stuck those in there. Spikes all over because, hey, your Spawn, what else are you going to wear? You got to wear some spikes somewhere. On the forearms, on the feet, on the ankles, the big boot. He's spiked out. He's ready to go. He's ready to get after it. He's ready to control his demon minions at a moment's notice here. Now, of course, we do have articulation in these big old wings. Like I said, very similar to what we saw with the Redeemers, the Dark Redeemer. You get it. We've seen the wings in the past. We'll probably see them again in the future. I'm not sure if these are 100% the same. I'll have to do a little comparison on that, but very, very similar. We know how these McFarlane wings work after all this time. They do have articulation in them, so that's always nice. A little back and forth, up and down. Choose your own wing adventure how you want them to be, and they got a little bit of a darkness to them, as they should. It's a dark Spawn. It's a dark tale, as we do know. A dark journey with Spawn. There's no doubt about it, but an interesting set. Did it blow me away? No, sorry, Todd, did not blow me away. I like these little demon minions. They're cool for what they are. Do they set my world on fire? No. Seeing these weapons again doesn't quite set my world on fire either. So it's cool for what it is, but man, it'd be a lot cooler for $25, I think. Maybe just throw the minions in. Here's $25. Leave the guns at home. Or maybe cut a minion out and put one gun in. Whatever it takes. I feel like this feels like a bit of a forced job into that deluxe price point is how it felt for me. It's cool for what it is. It's great if you're collecting Spawn. It just feels like a little much, and I think that most people will agree with that. I guess the only way to find out is to let me know in the comments down below, and of course, like this video. You can be mad at this, but you gotta like me. Whenever somebody thumbs down the video, I say to myself, they're not thumbing down Kyle and his commentary in his video. No, they're not. They would thumbs that up. They're thumbing down the figure. Obviously, they're not thumbing me down. They're thumbing the figure down. Makes all the sense in the world. It does. Yeah, I think you think about it, it really does. But let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Of course, give this video a thumbs up. You should give them all a thumbs up. Even if you don't watch it, thumbs it up. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But this one, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd be interested to hear. I don't know if many people would agree at the $50 price point, but there was some for the Omega Spawn said, oh, it should be $50 all day long. I didn't see it, but some did. Sure, the same thing will happen here. I just don't feel the $50. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like I said, don't forget to like the video. Always helps the channel when you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 YouTube channels with content every single day. Check them both out. Subscribe to both of them. Stay tuned for a future contest, too. You don't want to miss out on that. That is for sure. And don't forget about Patreon, where every month we got a giveaway on top of a ton of other stuff on Patreon. Best of all, your best way to support this very YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. The _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for Spawn and his minions too, and Todd on the couch, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.